Jackie Dragon, it is.
Here at the beach. Look at it, they're beautiful places.
So I've just noticed a gecko in the corner right there, and Lachlan's going to try and catch it.
Hope he doesn't run.
Oh, he's going to go down. Oh no, get him. Oh yes!
Ah, I got him.
First gecko of the season.
And it's like,
At Merrywall.
just got here.
Oh, what kind? Leisures or?
I gotta have a look.
He's going to
Sure
shed.
it's a leisures.
He's through the stage of shedding.
Yeah, it's a velvet gecko.
Maybe just give him a little tap.
Alright, so this is a robust velvet gecko. And we just found him up in the corner of the room.
Yeah,
This
I
is-
found him up where it was near the rafters, so he was
Yeah.
kind of hanging around that woody area. Probably has more of his friends up there somewhere.
Yeah, well usually these guys, there'll be a few around in one spot. And in some parts of Australia they are quite common. But they live along the east coast a bit. But they come up to around just above Newcastle. But then they also go down west of Sydney, like West Sydney and inland of the Great Dividing Range, but not too far inland, up to about Dubbo.
Yep, so that we're actually at Merrywall now, which is the property we're on, and that's
they're
like a
common
bit
here.
between Dubbo and Newcastle.
Yeah, so they'll be around here in these areas. And they are a velvet gecko species, but they've been placed in a different genus, a new different genus of velvet geckos that's not Odura, so they're a little bit different from others. And in the wild, well, in some parts of the wild they do live in their natural habitat on trees. They like to shelter under bark and in tree hollows, and sometimes under rocks. And they are nocturnal like all geckos, so you'll see them out at night looking for insects to eat. They're insectivorous, so they'll eat crickets, moths, cockroaches. But then in some places, on farms and resorts in the mountains and even towns, they actually come into people's homes.
Yeah, houses they're quite commonly found actually.
Yeah, because they like it, because they live up
Nice
in
and
the
humid
warm.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, during
And
the summer months.
It stays warmer, so it keeps them, especially in winter, it stays warmer, so it keeps them nice and warm. And they'll live inside the roof and in the rafters, and most people don't even know they're there, and they just live there, and they're good to have around because they eat all your flies and everything.
So a few facts about them.
Mm.
Their tail is used to store fat, which is why their tails are usually so big.
Yeah.
So if they do go hungry, they can always like
Store
support
off their
themselves
tail.
on the fat on their tail.
Yeah.
And if you ever see one with a skinny tail, then you know it might have just came out of brumation.
Yeah, so they use their fat in the tail to support them, especially through winter. Another fact, because they're a velvet gecko, they've got this really beautiful velvety kind of skin, and they've also got like a lot of climbing gecko species and genuses.
Move back this way a little bit.
They've got these sticky kind of pads on their feet, and that helps them climb glass and wood and vertical surfaces, and they'll climb straight up it easily.
Yeah. As we saw in there, how it was clinging onto the side of the wall.
Yeah. Whoop.
And they're cheeky, crafty little buggers too. You got to be careful because they
keep jumping.
Yeah, they jump, actually, which is not something you always see, but another way of defense, actually, is they'll stand like this, so they'll make themselves look tall and big and try and scare off, like, possibly a predator or even another gecko, because they can be territorial, although
Sometimes.
it's not likely.
Mostly in breeding season.
Yeah.
And they
Looking
can
for
actually...
a root.
But they can actually drop their tails sometimes if they feel too stressed out, or if you grab them by the tail, and the tail wiggles a bit, and then the predator will actually eat the tail, and the gecko will get away, although then he'll have to eat a lot because he won't have any fat left. Yeah, they're a beautiful animal, and if you shine light on their belly, you can actually kind of see through their belly.
Try and get that up closer to the camera. Oh, come on, buddy.
It just opens his mouth.
Oh, you can't really see it.
You won't be able to see it. Support him.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, as soon as I got onto his tail, I was like, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the marble velvet gecko.
Robust.
robust. I nearly said marbled because
I've got pet marbles.
yeah, marbleds are amazing too though.
Yeah. So this is mobbed for a robusta, the robust velvet gecko. They are quite common. They love to climb, hide under bark. Don't see them too often because they're nocturnal. Beautiful species. And yeah, they're one of my favourite kinds of geckos, velvet geckos.
This is very unique.
Yeah. Australia has some unique gecko species, and this is one of them.
Yeah. There he goes. So we'll take him back now and we'll release him up in the wall where we found him. Where's my phone first? There. And your camera. Do you want to grab your camera? There we go. Then we can stand by the warm fire after. Because it's kind of... Actually, I've adjusted to the temperature a bit.
So they are a climbing gecko species. Australia has climbing geckos and ground geckos are the two main groups. Of course, velvet geckos are climbers.
I'm sort of just like so shocked because this is my first reptile of the season I've seen. And it's not even a water dragon or a jackie, it's just like a gecko.
Something that we barely ever find.
Yeah, and I found it like straight away in the humpy.
Yeah, because I've found one gecko like this before, way before I even had a YouTube channel when I was like 8. And then I've found maybe 6 broadtails in my life, and that's it.
Yeah.
So you don't see many here.
Yes. Try and see. Maybe I'll show you on the corner.
Cherry climber. Okay, cool. Too often they use their pads instead of claws. Okay, well, how about we just put him? Yeah.
Yeah,
And he'll do his thing.
Yeah, and he'll run off and figure out his own way up. Yeah. That is, if I can get it. There we go. The robust velvet gecko.
He's actually in shed now, which is why it's so pale in colour. About to shed.
Alright guys, that was the catch and release of a robust velvet gecko. So if you like that video, thumbs up, share it, comment,
subscribe, and stay tuned for more.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be getting more on this trip. Yeah. Peace out. Oh!
Hey mate!
Holy shit.
This is actually like the best herping spot.
Private property, best herping spot.
Bud?
Holy shit. Can I hold him? Huh. Look at that.
Oh, you're doing it now?
Oh wait, can you actually hold that so we can both go on the video?
Was it recording?
Yep. Lockie can cross it.
So this guy is an eastern bearded dragon, and they're the largest of the bearded dragon species. They grow a little bit larger than the central, I'd say this one's an adult male. The females can get a bit bigger than this, but this is quite a decent sized one. He's pretty well an adult. They call him bearded dragon. They've got this beautiful black beard.
And what they do is, when they get attacked or something, they'll puff it out, try and make themselves look big, and those will get a lot sharper because it like points out.
Yeah, and it just like scares off most predators, and they also use that blackness to attract the sun. And they're often a bit of a darker colour than a central bearded dragon, but so can the centrals be dark as well. Now there's a way that you can sometimes tell. Shall I open his mouth for us? Come on.
Yellowy green.
He's got more of a yellowy mouth, whereas the centrals often have a pink mouth. But that can't be for sure always. He looks in pretty good condition, except he's got a bit of blood here on the side of his head. I'd say he was just attacked by a bird, but he's definitely going to survive. He looks in good condition otherwise. So he's kind of puffing himself up a bit here, making himself look a bit bigger to try to scare us off. But yeah, you want to hold him?
Yep.
So these easterns, they range from the coast down, like up into Queensland, down to New South Wales, and they'll range inland to about Dubbo. When they get to about Dubbo, that's where the centrals start coming in. So like, there's that little bit where they can actually both crossbreed.
Yeah, interbreed.
Yeah, just in that middle area where they both range. And these guys are omnivorous, so they'll be eating insects, small mice, spiders and cockroaches, scorpions. Sometimes they'll even eat smaller lizards like little skinks and geckos. And they also eat plant matter, like bits of flowers and stuff like that. They'll munch on. There's a nice little guy, he's got his beard here.
Another way to tell if they're male or female, you can usually
Just get that spike out. There you go. The burr in
another way to tell if it's male or female, sometimes you can tell by the anal pocket.
But I can see, that's a male. You see it's there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they got this quite rough feel to them.
Which is why they're called bearded dragons, because they have all the spikes all along their body, not just actually on their beard.
Yeah, they've got a nice beard. He's actually not too aggressive, he's pretty chill.
Beautiful things.
Yeah. And they are quite common in some areas, but there we go. It's going to be grumpy now. They're quite common in some areas, but there's also some areas where you can't find them. It's kind of like specialised habitat, open plains and woodlands with logs and rocks. They sit and bask, and these guys are more of a defence prey than run. So what they'll do if they feel threatened, they'll just sit there and puff up their beard and puff themselves up and look big and change their colour to a darker colour.
If they get attacked, they'll just viciously
try to attack.
Yeah.
And they will run sometimes when you let them go, but when you first see them, they'll usually either just sit and try to look small, or they'll try to look big.
Sometimes even they'll just sit there, puff up their cheeks at you and just...
Yeah, because they're not too fast, so they prefer not to run. Yeah. And they're more of a ground-dwelling lizard, but they can climb.
There you go. So this is the catch and release of an eastern bearded dragon.
So this was a great find out here, and they are kind of common around this area, but I wasn't really expecting to see one, and it was great that we just saw him on the side of the road.
Yeah. So we'll just release him here on this log, and he'll probably face off.
He'll probably sit there.
Yeah, just laugh.
So he'll probably just chill there until he reckons we're gone, and then he'll probably go under there and hide or something.
Yeah, do his own thing.
Yeah. Is it zoomed in enough?
Yep. Should be fine.
Hold him like...
That's fine. He's not gonna...
Yeah, but you can't see. Yeah. So that's a kind of... It's like a mix between legless lizard and a skink. So... Don't drop his tail. So what's happened... this is kind of the stage where the three-toed skink, slowly over evolution, kind of turns into the legless lizard. So this is a species of slider, or larista, and these species are quite common out here further in the outback, but we don't get them much back home. I'm not sure on the exact species, but it's definitely one of those, a slider. I'll post the species in the bottom of the video.
He's a feisty bugger, he tries to bite you.
Yeah. These guys are burrowers, so they burrow under rocks and down the tunnels. We actually found two, but one of them got away. And they just burrow like underneath rocks, and then they'll make tunnels that go all the way down really deep, and they feed on ants and any little burrowing bugs like that. And then they'll come to the surface on the bottom of the rock to get warmed up sometimes. They're a pretty cool little guy. find. Yeah. See them there? They act kind of like a three-toed skink, but their scales look more like a blind snake, and they don't have any back legs, only the
We
tiny
only saw the
flaps.
tail at first, so we did think it was a
blind snake.
first.
Yeah, thought it was a blind snake. So, there he is. So we'll take some photos of him.
Try and get him on a rock.
Right, so here he is, this little slider, or a larista. It's a beautiful species, whatever he is. Maybe he's an eastern slider.
Like I thought.
Yeah, probably like Daniel
You
thought.
can just release him, he can go straight back under there.
Yeah. So this is like what you get out here instead
There you
of...
go, burrowing.
Oh yeah, burrowing. This is what you get out here instead of three-toed skinks. But they're a bit cooler because they've got no back legs. They're like almost legless lizards.
There he goes, off into the dirt.
Yep.
Alright guys, that was the catch and release of a eastern slider or...
Some other kind of larista or slider.
Yeah. We don't know, but we can research it and
We'll post
we'll leave it in
the species down in that bottom corner of the video.
Yeah, so until we find something else here, peace out.
Alright, so here's a little, pretty sure it's a robust tenotus, also called the robust skink, and the robust striped skink, the eastern striped skink, whatever you want to call them. They've got about 1,000 names. You can see here, this is a pretty young one, so they get about 3 times this size. Often mistaken for water skinks and baby blueies. There he is, see he's got these nice blotches on the side. This nice pattern here. Really helps him to camouflage in with the grasslands. Getting a little bit grumpy. So they'll actually camouflage in with the grasslands. See that? Look, you barely see him. I slipped him under a rock over there, so... Yeah, these guys can drop their tails, so we've got to be pretty careful. They've got these kind of long toes, and they're great at running. So I'll take some photos and we'll let them go.
Alright. This is the catch and release of a robust tenotus.
Wait, I'll just stop the video and like...
Alrighty.
He'll probably just leave the rock. But...
Yep, let go. Alright, there he goes. And he'll just sit there and... Just saw a bearded dragon right here. He's alive. I can tell his eyes.
Yep.
Another bearded dragon.
It's a fat one.
Just saw him come back from the tenotus.
It's pregnant.
Oh, really?
It's gravid. It's a gravid female.
Oh, there he goes. That's his...
She.
That's her defense. She's probably so much more defensive than the other bearded dragon we just saw because she has, she's pregnant.
See, she's also got a missing tail here.
So she's being attacked by a bird or something.
Yeah, look at that. Nice beauty. We'll take her up away from the road here on the ridge. Let her
We'll
go.
walk it down that way in the shady area.
Yeah, we'll stop here in the shade.
On this side of the ridge, but
What?
I want you to stay on this side of the ridge.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, we're not going to go up over.
Take her up here. That's great spotting. I would never have seen that.
Yeah, I just saw it kind of
Oh,
sitting there.
that's definitely-
I was about to say it looks like a blue tongue. Watch out, tiger pear, bastard plant.
It's so
It's amazing how much wildlife's here.
Farmer doesn't even know. Hey.
Yeah, he probably doesn't even know there's so much stuff. I mean, he doesn't really look out for it either.
Well, that's alright as long as I don't do it. We'll take him here.
Alright, just release it here.
Yeah, so here she is. Now you can see because their tails come off, dragons, well, water dragons do, but other dragons don't, like beardies, actually don't drop their tails on purpose. So this one's actually been pulled off by force, which is more hurtful than when a skink or a gecko does it, because they just drop them in stress as a decoy, but these beardies don't.
And they
do
don't
that.
really feel it because it's just one of their natural defences.
Yeah, so something's actually grabbed and pulled it by force, which will hurt, but you see it's quite old and it's healed up good now.
Yeah.
It won't grow back though, because they're not meant to drop the tail.
So
She's a bit grumpy.
you never know that male and a female
said
might
it,
have been mating.
Yeah,
It's
possibly.
pretty close together.
Well, the male's only just over the ridge back there.
Mm.
Female's here, so yeah, who knows? They do travel a bit, but you can see, now I can
Being
tell
a bit
she's gravid.
defensive.
They usually pop up like
Wait,
this, so
don't move it so close to water.
it's not because they look fat that I can tell she's gravid, it's because I can actually feel how bloated she is in the belly. Not because usually when they're flat, they're like wide and thin like a pancake. But I can feel she's quite bloated here.
You can
and I think-
actually
oh,
even
yeah,
see
there's-
it.
I can actually feel an egg there. Gently, if you gently feel.
Where?
There's just egg down there.
Oh wow, yeah,
Yeah.
you can too. That's so amazing.
Yeah, so she's actually gravid, which is right now, it's about breeding season, so she would have bred quite early to be gravid already. And but she won't actually be, well, she'll lay the eggs when she does, but then they probably won't hatch until about January, so next year, so...
Yeah, very long way, and it could be even attacking this time and may never get to have his eggs, or she.
Hopefully she will.
Mm.
She's a beautiful girl. You can see these beautiful white patterns here.
Never really seen that one with that, actually.
Yeah.
Myself, I'm not gonna lie.
This beauty.
Yeah, take a few photos and do the release. She's going up her tree. Well, not up her tree, but up her... Oh, oh no.
Up the tree.
There she goes, she's going up her tree. Not up her tree, but up her tree. She's feeling really threatened,
You're a bit grumpy, eh? Settle. We're not going to hurt you.
There she goes, she's going up that tree there.
Beauty dragon here up on the plains. Quite more common out on the western plains of New South Wales. Okay guys, click the link in the top left to subscribe to the channel. Click the link in the bottom left to see a video that I selected for you. See the top right to see the latest video, or the bottom right to see a video YouTube selected.